Hello and welcome to the writing classroom. Can I just say before we get going, I have been utterly gobsmacked and flabbergasted by your sharp attention to detail. Do you know, when you really zoom into the small moments in writing, it breathes life and imagination into your work. And every day, you really are quite remarkable. Your writing is getting much sharper. It's that laser eye attention to detail. Well, I'm glad you're here, and thank you to all the people who turn up every day and work hard. I really do appreciate it. We're a growing classroom with big numbers, and we look at each other's work to get better, and we share, and what a wonderful community we are. Okay, my name is Mrs. C. You're working under my model, my wing of writing, and I will lay down sentence scaffolds for you to follow and encourage you to deepen the moment to inject your own ideas into your writing. We've got our own jingle. Here we go, everybody. Pens up, think at pace, jot quick, writing's ace. And we have flames bursting off our pencils and pens because of all the hard effort and thinking we are putting in. Okay, who has made it to the celebration board? Well, my celebration board, quite frankly, is popping off today. I have got Melanie Jane and all the children from Anglesey Primary. Well, they are showing complete courage and commitment, and their writing always has flair and charisma. They are a joy to read. They really do cheer me up. But out of this lot, and let me tell you, they are all brilliant. Amira in 6P, and Amira is in Melanie Jane's class, and Melanie is part of the teacher squad. I have my own little teacher gang, adult gang, where we do adult things together. But let's read Amira's work. Amira, you have won the Alliteration Award. I love this line here. Let's just read it. Thoughts raced into my mind about forgotten things, friendship and family. Oh, excellent work. Thank you, Anglesey Primary. And who's made it to the super sentence stacking board? Well, we've got Jack, who's 9 from Docking Primary, and your work is always very precise. And I love the way you think about, in your work, the impact on the reader. Look at this question, starting with a modal verb, really good here. Shall I trust him? And this word here, slurried. Oh, I love that. We were talking about seeping thoughts in the mind and brewing, and slurried is excellent. Caitlin, who's from Radstone Primary, you're in year 4 and you win the Atmosphere Award. And the atmosphere that you create here is so negative. You've got the dark cobbled paths, you've got the smog covered factories. Well done. And Isa, year 5 from Lee Valley, look at the word weaving you're doing. Delicate and precious wings which were mechanical and mini. Oh, I love that, describing the little mouse fluttering by our feet. Love it. Okay, I'm going to put 30 seconds on the clock. You know what to do. Get your thinking side ready. 2 lines to make 3 learning chunks. Cut in half for your word banks. Get ready, writers. Great. Now, let's move on with finding what are our 3 lenses and where we are on our writing map. Okay, so there's 3 things we're going to be doing today. We're going to be focusing on adverbs and adverbial phrases, and we're going to use them to slow things down. Then we're going to use the repetition for effect device, and we're going to zoom into certain things that are going to be repeated for emphasis. And finally, we're going to use exclamation marks to show the reader how shocked and intrigued we are. All of the lenses come from the writing rainbow and help us be good at the ideas of writing, the grammar of writing, and the techniques of writing. And we never leave any out, so over time we are adept at all the skills and competencies to be a great writer, building examples through lots of different types. Okay, we are nearly there. We actually finish our writing tomorrow, so this is the penultimate plot point here, and you can see we're drifting upwards and we're moving to positive intent of plus 9ness. We're going to really drench this writing with some powerful positive language. Okay, let's find out more about this part of the film. As the mechanical mouse invites us into the world, the huge, enormous metal door opens. And this is the moment that you as Sean, see the other side. Let's take a closer look. Were they lost? Or were they now found? Actually, if all the lost things are together, then this is their found place. Wasn't the music wonderful? Could you feel that positivity? They're all friends in a community together. Actually, they're a bit like us, aren't they? We're all together, working together at the same time. Okay, let's think now about how we can build this positive atmosphere. And there's been things in this writing over time that we've had to do quickly. Remember the strange creature that was in the Federal Department of Odds and Ends, who was suddenly upon us all of a sudden. This moment, I want to slow it down. And actually, we're going to start the slowing down with the door opening. Not just slow, but steady. In fact, I'm looking here at this animal here. There's a phrase, you know, slow and steady win the race. I want to collect adverbs that end in ly, but I also want to think about phrases. This is the sort of thing I mean. I'm going to write this idea down first for another word for really slow. What about this idea? Gradually. And then if you look over here at these animals, all of these animals are slow movers. They're slow paced. They have a slow tempo. There's no sense of rush. And these animals will help us, I think, write some slow phrases. What about this? At turtle's pace. the pace belonging to the turtle. That's why I've put a belonging to apostrophe there. At turtle's pace. Okay, off you go, everybody. I'm just having a reread of that, and I'm going to add in the determiner a, at a turtle's pace. And then later when I test it out in the writing, I'm going to see if I want to keep it in. I've had another idea, actually. What about this word? Deliberately. The door opened deliberately. It sort of hints at slowness, not so obvious. I'm going to write this idea down in the phrase department. It's not linked to an animal, but I want to put it down here in phrases, in slow motion. I'm going to audit and add now, and I'd like you to add more to your bank. Okay, great. That was interesting, wasn't it? How those slow animals might help us. But I didn't even get a chance to write down a whale one. I bet there's a good idea out there for a whale one. A whale's, yeah, movement. Okay. The next bank of words we're going to collect is this idea of the showing, that the door opens and we see this beautiful utopian world, and it is unveiled to us. I want us to collect words ending in ing, that's been shown something. And I'm going to write down the word unveiling. Now, veil is really tricky because you do get confused whether it's I before E or E before I. Unveiling. I'm going to be brave and write this, and then I'm going to check it in a moment. Always be a brave speller, get your ideas down. There was this presenting of a new world. I wonder how many words you can come up with for the showing of a new world. A really good bank of words there, and there's some I'm actually going to star now because I particularly like them. The revealing of a new world, the uncovering, unveiling I like as well. I actually did spell that correct, I've just checked. Right, we're going to move now to writing side, and as I move over, I'm going to start with the kind of slow pace. This is different from other kind of speeds we've used in our writing before. Okay, so let's get started. I could start with, oh look, in whale time. That's unusual, isn't it? It's good though. At a slow pace, in slow motion, now slowy. Now you see, always silly mistakes I'm making, slowly. That's the idea I'm going to choose, I think. Slowly, the door opened. I think my door just opened. Did you hear that? I heard something. Oh,
Hello, Mrs. C.
well, Grandma, you don't normally do that. You normally ring the bell.
The door was on the latch, it was open, so I thought, oh, whoa, just pop in. I didn't want to disturb. I've only come in very quickly, though. I just wanted to make sure that you haven't forgot to mention Anglesey Primary. They'll be working really hard all through the whole of all of these lessons.
Well, can I just say, Grandma, a couple of things. Number one, I have mentioned Anglesey
Oh, good.
Primary School, actually, and you don't normally creep in like that. You know, we're actually really busy today, and I don't need any help with words, okay? And you just shouldn't just creep up on people. We've got a lot to do.
Oh, I'm very, very, very sorry, Mrs. C. I didn't. Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, you know that you ring my bell next time. We don't need any help, thank you.
Oh, well, all right. Well, I'll leave you to it then. I've got a aqua aerobics class to get on with anyway. It's
Okay.
online and it's in the bath, so I better go. Sorry.
Dear, I wouldn't mind. We've got so much to get on with today, getting disturbed like that. Right, back to the writing. I hope she hasn't interrupted your concentration. Right, slowly the door opened, comma. Yes, that's really flummoxed me, actually. Now, let's go back to the film. I'm going to hook my thinking back to the film. The strange land, the magical land, the wondrous place. And I want to use one of these showing words. Slowly, the door opened, revealing. I love that. Unveiling, I love that too, actually. Revealing a strange land. Because that's quite a short sentence, I think I've got time to deepen the moment. When I deepen the moment, the first place I think is the ideas of writing. The ideas of writing are here from the top part of the writing rainbow. I could write a sentence now about how it makes me feel, or something I say, or something I can see, or touch, or smell. Oh, there's so many ideas. The sounds of the place. In fact, I've got a really good idea about sounds, because actually it was the music that caught my attention, but not just the music. There was whirring and humming and whispering, and I think as well, so the reader is really certain, I could take the sounds and actually attach positive feelings here. This is my idea for deepen. The place, word, and now I'm going to think of really positive emotions. Word with wonder. Oh, this is good. Word with wonder, comma, hummed. Hummed with happiness. Yeah, that's good. Hummed with happiness. And I'm just going to create some space here for myself, and fizzed with, I've sort of got an alliterative pattern here. Word with wonder, hummed with happiness, fizzed with fun. That's what I'm going to have. I don't know if you've got time to deepen, but I definitely want to see your slow beginning, your unveiling. And then, if you have, why don't you set your imagination free and show me what you can do by yourselves? Off you go, writers. Okay, when we move now to learning chunk 2, we're going to be thinking about repetition for effect, and we're going to get ready for that. And how we're going to get ready for it is imagine your face, imagine your mind, imagine all the things you can see when you discover this wondrous place. Now, it's not only the found place for the lost things. There's so much hubbub and excitement and movement, and we're going to get ready to describe that movement. There are many creatures there. Some are walking and some are running. Some are dancing or actually have the movement of dancing, and some, well, there are different movements. Let's get ready and think about some of the different movements through this piece so that we can inject them into repetition. This is the sort of thing I mean. I want us to think of unusual words. So ambling instead of walking. And then I've had a really good idea for walking. Promenading is almost like showing off, parading. Parading's a good word as well, but I'm going to write down promenadering. I've got good dancing words as well, like prancing. I love prancing, and I actually take part in prancercise sometimes. Me and Mrs. C do that sometimes on a Saturday. Oh, yes, anyway. Prancing, twisting. Different movements. What about this? Floating. I think your word bank can pop off with loads of movement words. I'm going to challenge you now, Jotters. Can you add 3 more in each section? Off you go. What about this idea for run? Pelting. Some of the creatures were pelting past. Let me write down pelting. And then I'm going to be brave and include a ballet movement word, pirouetting. Tricky to spell. It's a French word and it's got a double consonant, pirouetting. And another different movement, because some of these creatures have kind of propellers and wings. So I'm going to write down propelling. Okay, I'm going to audit and add now. And let's see how many we can put in. Off we go, writers. Great. Now, let's move over to Word Bank 2. And we did this yesterday, so I know you're going to be great at this. We used direction words yesterday, and we know that prepositions are direction words because they've got this word position. Position gives us the clue, the very obvious clue. It's about directing something in an environment. And I want you to place these creatures. We can place them high and low and up and down. They are positioning words, in and out and over. I'm going to challenge you, Jotters. I'm not even going to give you a clue to write down 5 prepositions. Off you go. I knew you'd be really good at that. I've got some ideas. What about this? By. Something floated by. Something was hopping past. I'm going to add more to my list now. How many can we get? We're now moving over to writing side, and we want this part full of life and movement. And we're thinking about repetition for effect. We're going to write 3 really short sentences that have the same structural pattern. I'm going to show you exactly what I mean. And remember, one of the key characters in our story is the lost thing, which makes it tricky about all the creatures now we're going to call in this world. And maybe we should just call them things. If the one we've become attached to and has become our friend is the lost thing, then these are the other things, maybe. I'm going to start in that way. I want to start with this power of 3 idea, a device used so much in storytelling. That's why we have Goldilocks and the 3 bears. That's why we have the 3 little pigs. 3 is really important in stories. I'm going to start like this. Things. Things were, and I can use any of these words. Look, things were stomping, things were whirling, things were jumping, pushing, propelling, pivoting. Got loads of ideas. Look, things were twirling, and then I'm going to place them in the environment. Things were twirling by, things were twirling past, things were twirling around. Oh, I like that, let's have that. Things were twirling around, full stop. Now, I've got a choice as a writer, and sometimes it depends what preposition I pick up, because if I had this preposition, things were twirling next to, it needs something on the end. Things were twirling next to the wall. Things were twirling across the sand. Things were twirling through the tunnels. So sometimes your prepositions need to place it with more accuracy in the environment, but that's your choice. Okay, things were twirling around. You have to just check it for meaning. Things were floating down, that's good. Floating up, floating by. Let's have by. Things were floating by. And can you see how I'm starting with the same structure every time? Things were, things were. Things were hopping. Make sure you double that consonant, otherwise you're going to get hoping. Things were hopping past. That's my idea. I want you now to structure some sentences. I want 3 short sentences with the same beginning. I want the movement, and I want you to place it in the environment. You might need to add extra detail. And those of you who finish within 3 minutes, and you've got time, look at the clock. You think, oh, I've got a minute left. You can deepen. Deepen is about staying on this movement moment. Don't push past the movement. Tell me more about the movement. Off you go, writers. I get really impressed actually when you deepen the moment. That's when I can see really clearly as a teacher those glimmers of independence. I can see your imaginations, I can see your hard thinking. Those are the bits that really make me smile when I read your work. Right then, let's move on to learning chunk 3. And this is where we're going to be thinking using our zone of relevance target board. Now, the zone of relevance always helps us pick words with precision. Relevant means, is it appropriate? Is it going to work? Is it the right effect that we want to create when we're trying to create a certain atmosphere or an impression or certain levels of intent to our reader? And this is the moment where you in the shoes of Sean are looking at this wondrous place, and you know this is the lost thing's home, and you know it is truly positive and right that the lost thing is back here. Now, I've collected words around the zone of relevance target board, and some of them are relevant and some of them aren't relevant. We need to find those words that deep down mean 100% certain. You now are 100% certain that this place is the right place. Let's have a look at how our brain is using the zone of relevance board. I'll give you this idea. If the target, the centre of the zone of relevant board, is words that mean certain, well, unclear. Does that meet the target? Well, no. It's probably out here. I don't even think it makes it on the board. It's not relevant. It's not relevant, and it doesn't have this meaning. What about this word, unsure? Well, does that make the target? No, I'm going to reject unsure as well. I'm only going to write now in word bank 1 those words that hit the target, that mean 100% certain. Off you go, jotters. Okay, let's go straight into an audit and add. I think you'll have been very good at sorting these out, but as I write them down, if you've got them right, you can tick them off. Oh, and I thought of an extra one there, undeniably. 100% undeniably. Great. Now, I'm going to move over to word bank 2, and I'm thinking now of synonyms for special. This place really is wondrous and special. But I'm getting a bit stuck actually. I'm not really sure of what words I could have. I know I need to use some thesaurus thinking. Special. Do you know what? I could do with Grandma's help, but I think maybe I've upset her. I was a little bit rude earlier. I'm just going to give her a ring. In fact, I think that's why I can't think of any words. I've got myself a little bit stressed. I've reflected. I don't know if I've treated her very nicely today. Hello, Grandma.
Hello, Mrs. C.
I'm just ringing up to say a couple of things, really. First things first. I'm really sorry. I think I was a little bit grumpy earlier.
Oh, that's okay, Mrs. C.
I know I didn't mean to shout at you, and I was a bit moody, and I'm just being a bit of a grump today. Do you accept my apology?
Yes, of course I do, Mrs. C.
Oh, you are.
We all have that day.
Oh, well, no, thank you. And the other thing is, I've got myself all in a tiz, actually, and I wondered if you can come and help us with some words, because we're running out of time in this lesson, and I need your help, Mrs. C. Well, help me, help me. I'm Mrs. CC. I can't even think straight. Please come over. Oh, she's gone. Oh, she's coming over. Yes, let's get this sorted once and for all. Oh, it's so awful when you fall out with people, isn't it? Oh, come on, Grandma, come and help us. Is that the doorbell? Oh, yes, thank goodness. Grandma, you've come back. Oh, you've got your basket of words. Grandma, fantastic.
Yes, okay. Oh, hello, Mrs. C. I'm glad that you're much happier now.
Oh, I am. I'm so sorry about earlier. Have you bought your basket?
My basket, yes.
Oh, good. Wow, look at this basket popping off. We need words for special. And I'm so glad you've come with this basket because you're special to me, you know.
Thank you, and you're special to me too, Mrs. C. In actual fact, the word special I was just thinking about earlier on because I remembered 2 years ago when I was at the last time that I was at a music festival. There was a lot of hippies there, and I met this wonderful man.
Oh, did you? Well, you can tell me about that later. Let's have a look at your words first. What have you got?
Well, that word is mystical. The
Oh,
reason that I chose that word is because the lovely man, his name was Roger, was very mystical.
Thank you. We don't need words for Roger, Grandma.
Oh.
We're actually trying to think of words for this wondrous place in our story. But let's have this word. What is this? It's a good one. I hope you spelt it
That
right.
word was marvellous. Now, I had a marvellous time at the festival with Roger.
Oh, lovely. Well, that's nice. Do you still see Roger?
No, he died.
Okay, let's talk about this gorgeous word here. What's this word, Grandma?
It's magical. And you know what was magical?
What?
That long weekend I had at that festival with Roger.
Okay, well, thank you for letting me know about all of that. I like this word, enchanting.
Yes, I love that word too.
Oh, it's good, isn't it? Well, should we just show me the next word? Here we go. What's this?
Intriguing.
Now,
Do you know who else was intriguing?
Roger by any chance?
Yes, how do you know? Did you meet him?
No, I never met Roger. But actually, you know, I know you told me what happened to Roger, but maybe you can meet somebody else down the line who is, I love this word,
Charming. Well, I do often meet him. Roger was old. He was 104. But he was very charming.
Yes, you might meet a Prince Charming, mightn't you? Oh dear, Grandma. Thank you for all of those words. I've got so excited actually. I haven't written any of them down. Are they definitely all special words? I think
Yes, all very, very special. And I'm sure that everybody's got memories of special things and they might think of words that they can use in their writing.
that's a really good idea actually. If you can think of other special times and the words that you associate with it, that's really good. A lot of learning and writing is about links, joins, and connections, and that's exactly what you've done. You've thought about somebody who is special to you, and you've come up with all these words.
Well, I've been around for a very long time, Mrs. C.
Yes.
So I've got a lot of memories. I've got a lot of words.
Oh, Grandma, and you create a lot of good memories for us.
Thank you.
Well, I think now we've enjoyed your company and we don't want to ruin it again, do we?
Well, I've got to go anyway because I've got
Yes.
an online yoga class now. I've got my mat ready. I've got my yoga pants on. I'm very, 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 very good at it. For a downward dog today.
Yeah, brilliant. Okay then, Grandma.
Bye-bye.
Bye, darling. And I'll see you soon. Oh, I'm glad I've made friends with Grandma because she is very special to me. But I just want to get her ideas down now. In fact, I don't know whether I've got enough time. I'm going to start this list, and the first word I definitely remembered, mystical. I'm going to give you 45 seconds. Can you remember any of Grandma's words? Oh, this was a good word that Grandma gave me. Marvellous. The marvellous place. I'm going to add more to this list now. And I'm on the lookout, writers, for those people who can not only remember Grandma's words, but can go beyond her ideas and add more of your own. Off you go. I'm now going to star some of my synonyms for special that I particularly like because I might want to use them. And this is sometimes really hard as a writer because you do feel spoilt for choice when you've got a vocabulary vault that's popping off, but you do have to make these choices. But don't ever think it's wasted time. All of those moments where you're gathering, you're collecting, you're hoarding language, they build up your repertoire of words and mean that as a writer down the line, you have more and more choice and options. And the more choice and options we have, the more precise we can be and more accurate in what we want to do when we write. I'm going to star intriguing and alluring and mystical. I love all of these words. Let's move over to writing side now. And as I move over to writing side, I'm going to write an exclamation. I'm going to write an exclamation sentence that's going to start with the word what. Because I know it's going to be an exclamation sentence, there's certain things I know already. It's going to start with what, and it's going to end with an exclamation mark. Right, I need to do some thinking now because I want to include this 100% certain word, one of these adverbs, and I want to include a special word. If I take absolutely, I have to think very carefully about the determiner I'm going to use. What an absolutely, and can you see there, if I use that absolutely, enchanting place, I have to use an to separate out the two vowel sounds because we don't put the two vowel sounds together. What an absolutely enchanting place. Now, because I've rushed, can you see the mistake I've done? I'm using what like an exclamation. What an absolutely enchanting place. However, I'm not going to have that idea, I think, because I really like this word, truly. What a truly charming place. What a truly delightful place. Oh, let's have a go at writing that. What and because truly doesn't begin with a vowel, I can just drop the determiner a. What a truly intriguing, I'm going to have, I think, intriguing, quite tricky to spell, intriguing place. That is short. It's definitely sweet. Make sure you use the right punctuation mark. And remember, here is your chance to deepen. Off you go, writers. Okay, I'm going to read my work back now. It's short, but really effective. Slowly, the door opened, revealing a strange land. The place whirred with wonder, hummed with happiness, and fizzed with fun. Things were twirling, things were floating, things were hopping. What a truly intriguing place. Really good, isn't it? I can't wait to read yours. Now, adults, parents, teachers, if you've enjoyed this highly effective way to teach writing, you can find out more about it in my book, The Right Stuff. But also we have online training that's available at www.janeconsidine.com, where you can get trained up and find out more this impactful approach. Okay, children, and I think you are better than the grown-ups actually, make sure I have clear photographs of your work. You know how to let me see it. We use the hashtag English with Mrs. C. I'm out there on Twitter at Jane Considine Education. I'm there on Instagram, and thank you all the new followers to my Instagram account. I'm on Facebook, and let me see your work. I will read it. You might find yourself on the last celebration wall tomorrow, and you might be individually chosen. It might be you. I can't wait to read your work, and every day your work impresses me a little bit more. Thank you, everybody, and I'll see you all for our last and final plot point for the lost thing. See you tomorrow, everybody.